A number of years ago, El Dorado County and Coloma, Placerville, had the privilege of hosting the International Gold Panning Championships. Leading up to those gold panning championships, there were a number of local events. One of those was the quilters of El Dorado County created, designed, and presented a plethora of quilted wall hangings depicting scenes of the gold rush of 1849. They were spectacular. As writers, we were challenged to create lyrics to accompany the visual music of those tapestries. The one I chose was a simple black silhouette of Sutter's Mill against a glorious California sunset, the kind you only see here. Ladies and gentlemen, I give you the 49ers. There is a silent sentinel that stands in a ravine. It's a witness to our history and the things that it has seen. It can't talk, but if it could, it'd spin for us a tale of the men called 49ers that would trudge and ride and sail to reach this place where gold was found and live to tell the tale. It'd tell of all the hardship, the trials, and the strife that searching for these bits of ore would bring into their life. It'd tell of all the sickness, the hunger, and the cold, of the trials just to get there before they search for gold. Some would win and some would lose. Some would give their lives in the rush to California. The trial therein lies. They came from every corner of this country that's so grand. There were even some that came from far-off foreign lands. And then there were the women who toiled by their side. When trouble came, they stood their ground. Some even fought and died. The gold that flowed from the mother lode down to the deep blue sea carried with it blood and sweat and loneliness and tears of tragedy. Those that made it dug and scratched and carved their names in stone. They helped to save this country from recession yet unknown. And they carried out the treasure in the seeds that they had sown. Some never gripped a shovel, and yet they would prevail. They baked the bread and washed the clothes and carried heavy mail. They pitched a tent, poured a drink, and mended what was broke. They got their share from everywhere, out of a miner's poke. The land was raw, but what they saw was a chance to turn the tide that through their gut-wrench labor, they would be justified. They carved a trail across a continent that yet had been unknown. They braved the frigid rivers and the mountains they were shown. They languished in the desert and froze to death on high. These men called 49ers just wouldn't be denied. They came to California. They came to stake their claim. And those that finally made it would be forever changed. They left for us a patchwork, a tapestry of sorts, of a state that surely glistens, verily shimmers with the hope. From the great Sierra Mountains to the grand Pacific coast, they brought with them the seeds that sowed the fertile valleys and planted apple trees. They brought with them a vision of a gleaming promised land. They fought and never faltered. It was here that we began. We're the native sons and daughters whose roots are wrapped with gold. We're born of men and women whose hardships still unfold. They fought so we could be here, and we carry that same blood. We are the very essence that they forged out of mud. We're a bunch of scrapping fighters. We're a story yet untold. We're the girl who brings your dinner and a logger on the road. This is where the strong survived, and that's what they passed on. We still carry that same blood, even though they're dead and gone. They made their mark. They struck the spark that stood the test of time. Those golden men and women who came in '49. Thank you.